Okay, I grew up in a Baptist church, and this was back in the 80s. And this was like a real Baptist church, straight Baptist. Nobody speaking in tongues, nobody running around the church. This wasn't like that. It's like an older people church. And I'm not gonna give the name of it, but I really should call it Rock Bottom Baptist because that's what it was. Straight standard church. They start at 11 o'clock, it ends at 1 o'clock every week on the dot. And my early remembrance of being in church was in Sunday school. And my teacher one Sunday morning asked me, "Who woke you up this morning?" And my response was, "My mama woke me up." Yeah, I remember she woke me up and told me, "Get your butt to church, boy." And my teacher looked at me and said, "No, Jesus woke you up." And I'm like, "Jesus woke me up?" Like, what? I know that my mother woke me up. This lady saying Jesus woke you up. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm not about to be in here telling this lady what is what. So, okay, Jesus woke me up. All right. And when I look at it now, that's like the beginning of the indoctrination that they do, kind of changing my outlook on reality. Now, instead of my mama waking me up, it's some Jesus guy waking me up that I don't know. So I'm like, okay. And typical Sunday school lessons was like, Adam and Eve, Noah's Ark, David and Goliath, and I had a question in the Noah's Ark story, like how did that guy get all these animals to come to this boat? Like it's like impossible. My teacher's like, no, the God sent all the animals to the boat. It's like, oh, okay, God did it. All right. And then David and Goliath's story, I'm like, how did that little rock just kill this big old giant? Like, he's like, no, it wasn't the rock that did it. God put the power in the rock to kill the giant. It's like, all right. And in this church, you go to Sunday school, you learn your little lesson, and then you have to go in front of the rest of the Sunday school people that went to Sunday school. You have to go in front of them with a microphone, and you got to explain your lesson, and you also have to say what you got out of your lesson. So in Sunday school, you got to pay attention. It's like kind of like being in elementary school at this time. I was like 9 years old. It's kind of like being in elementary school where you got lesson, test. So, can't be asking too many questions, having too many debates. I didn't have the tools to debate anyway back then. It's like this authority figure is telling me what it is, and I'm listening because I don't want to get in trouble by nobody. Just want to get this lesson and go home. But going up in front of the Sunday school class and people was a really good tool to learn how to speak in front of people. So I like that part about it. And church was just so boring. You just got to sit there and just not move, not talk, not play around or nothing. You're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get hit. You're going to get popped. You're going to get taken downstairs. You're going to get a whooping. You know what I'm saying? I never got taken downstairs, but I came real close. I figured out the point where I can take it and stop if I wouldn't have to go downstairs and get my butt whooped. Because everybody in the church can hear you when you go downstairs. I wasn't trying to go down there. But yeah, church service starts out with devotions and they'll sing a song, It's an old-timey church, so they singing old-timey songs like, I woke up this morning with my stayed on Jesus, or they'll sing something like, you can't make me doubt him. You can't make me doubt him. They got this they got the new National Baptist hymnal, so this is a straight old school Baptist, and the pastor get up and preach. He probably was only preaching for like 30 minutes, but to me, as a young kid, it seemed like for hours. I'm just sitting there with, back in them days, it was my mother, my dad, and my 2 little brothers. And it was just torture. But around this time, I would see a lot of people getting baptized. So, I'm the type of kid, if they doing it, I want to do it too. So at the end of the church, they call people up. You want to get saved, you want to get baptized, you want to join the church. So I go up there and I want to get baptized. Pastor say, one for baptism. We're going to baptize you next week at the church. Everybody happy, clapping. So that whole week, people was talking, oh, yeah, you about to get baptized, you need to come to the church. Mama inviting people to the church, see you get baptized. It's just a big deal, So I think that's why they call it a Baptist church, because it's just, they put the emphasis on baptism. So next week comes, and, the end of the service, time for baptism. They take you downstairs, put on some pajamas and like a robe and some towels, and everybody in the congregation crowds around the pulpit. And the pulpit is where the pastors sit. You take the chairs off and they lift up the floor, and it's a pool of water right there. That's why they call it the pulpit. It sits up higher than the rest of the congregation. So everybody's surrounded around the pulpit. The pastor's in there. You get in the pool, and for like 5 to 10 minutes, he's preaching and praying and just talking. They're trying to mimic, like in the Bible, how Jesus was baptized by John the Baptist. And, they just talking and preaching, and then the pastor takes you by your mouth and your nose and just dunks you. And everybody, screaming and happy and rejoicing and singing songs. And you're a new person. You're a new man after that. 9 years old, you're a new person. What they're saying is all the sins that you did before you was baptized is now washed away. So now you're a new person at 9 years old. And that was baptism. And that was me growing up. This is my first video. I'm going to come with more similar to this. Also going to be doing some poetry. Subscribe so you can get some notifications on that. Thanks for watching my experience.